So let me count this out. We have Deadman, Hartman, Lochna, Fragile, Die-Hardman. That's 5 people to connect us back to the world that are all part of that thing. So those could have been the 5 things we saw floating there, or fucking it could be anything else.
For too long have we lived as strangers to one another, divided by walls built to keep us safe. But now, with the completion of the chiral network, we may at last move forward as a people united. Today we come together to celebrate the birth of a new nation for a new world, the United Cities of America. I once took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And though that proud republic may be no more, we remain. And so, as your president, I hereby swear to support and defend you, the people.
Well, that's good, Director.
Let there be no more walls between us, nor masks to hide who we are.
What was the fucking point of this mask? Did it do anything?
Let there be a new America. An America where we can face one another, where we can speak our minds and open our hearts. The old ways die hard, but I believe, my fellow Americans, that we have the strength and the courage to rise above our past and embrace our future. The Death Stranding is a part of that past. An enduring shadow.
He's just
a constant reminder of what could have been.
He's just fucking dead in the back. That's
that
funny.
We stand here today is testament not to the greatness of any one individual, but to our capacity to come together.
I mean, you
to
could
the bonds between us, to our collective greatness.
You're here because of my greatness. You can say
All
that.
Things must come to an end, ourselves included. But as long as we savor each moment, find joy in the promise of tomorrow, embrace hope, and reject despair, we will endure. President Bridget Strand and her daughter, Samantha America Strand, sacrificed everything in their pursuit of hope that we, the people, might be whole again. That they are not here today to see the fruits of their labor fills us all with a profound sadness.
I'm sad we're lying to America about all this.
But we find comfort in the knowledge that their memories will live on in the chiral network and in our hearts. We will always remain connected. There is another hero in this story.
Hello.
One whose achievements seem destined to go unrecognized. America still needs that hero. That person without whom we would not be here. Now, the name is unimportant, but you know who I mean. And for that unsung hero, I have a message. It was you who brought us together. You who made us whole again. And while you and I will eventually pass on, we will be...
Going somewhere, Sam? Tired of being the unsung hero?
No, I'm done is all. She's gone.
Come on, wait. There's something I need to tell you. Huh. This doesn't bother you anymore? Well, that's great.
Yeah, now you can connect with people again.
Wouldn't you like to know how we brought you back from the beach? We were going to use the doll, but didn't have one handy, which is when I remembered something else.
Not what I think it is.
Yes. What could be more connected to Amelie's beach than President Strand's umbilical cord? Hartman thought that's why she left it with me in the first place. Unfortunately...
It didn't work.
Yeah, she'd already cut her beach loose. It was just gone. We didn't know if that meant she dragged you into the great beyond or sent you to some other beach. We were really racking our brains. Hartman and Mama split up and started searching every beach you might feasibly have washed up on. We looked for a month with absolutely nothing to show for it.
A month on the outside. How long on the inside?
Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to know. But don't worry. We found no signs of accelerated aging. In the end, this is what led us to you. Just when we were about to give up, Die-Hardman reminded us about the revolver. So, we tried to follow it, and it led us to a far corner of your own beach. And bingo, there you were. Mama made visual contact first. She was able to see you from her vantage point on the other side. She informed Lochna via their connection, and Hartman confirmed your location during his subsequent NDE. The plan was for Fragile to, in essence, slingshot Lou and me to your position so we could rescue you. But it's not so easy to send multiple individuals to another person's beach for an extended period of time. And that's where the umbilical cord came in. We wove these from President Strand's DNA. They serve as a single knot that binds us all.
Huh. That's cool.
The president must have known all of this would happen. Ironic, isn't it? The gun that set this whole mess in motion ends up being the key to saving you.
Amelie, she said it had another purpose.
Not a weapon, but a lifeline. A stick that became a rope. I suppose that's one way of putting it. Oh, Sam. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to give you a hug.
Okay, look, we might not have the phobia reaction,
Something else to tell you. Top secret.
but I don't know if we like it.
Cliff. BB's mother's name was Lisa Bridges, Cliff's common law wife.
Lisa Bridges.
Now, Cliff was killed by a man identified in the records only as John,
Dead man.
former U.S. Special Forces.
Or Die-Hardman.
Quite good at it by all accounts. Later appointed as an aide to the president, who used him for most of her wet work. The records go on to state that he vanished after Cliff's death. A warrant was put out, but he was later found dead. Turns out some people die harder than others, though.
Yeah.
Dear John donned a mask and reappeared with a new identity. But you can't fool the chiral network. We restored the old records, and Mama hid them deep in the archives. You're the only one besides us with access privileges. Take a look if you're so inclined.
I really don't want to.
But don't say I didn't warn you. The president's got some dirty, dirty laundry.
Maybe I will look at the dirty laundry.
I don't trust him, but I'll work with him if that's what it takes. We'll talk later.
Surely he would have seen you having a hologram of him in the middle of the hallway. I trust Die-Hardman.
Sam. I don't expect you to forgive me. But would you hear me out? I killed Captain Clifford Unger. I would tell you I did it for America. For love of country.
You did it for fear of your life, though.
I didn't.
You know, I get it.
I did it for her. Because I loved her with all my heart.
Wait, what? Really?
She was everything to me. Everything. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses. I just want you to know that not a day's gone by when I haven't thought about it. Time didn't help. Or the mask. Please, let me finish.
Emily said there were 2 shots, though.
The captain, saved my life. You know why they call me Die-Hardman? Because he wouldn't let me die. He brought my sorry ass back home every time. And I loved him as much as I loved her.
Jeez. I see it's eating up at you.
When he stared me down, that ghost, I knew he was here to kill me, to make it right. And why shouldn't he? Why didn't he? He couldn't save his kid, his baby. And that's what brought him back. I guess when he saw I was trying to do my part for America, he remembered who he was. And he forgave me.
You're projecting.
But I don't deserve it, goddammit! There is no atoning for what I've done. God! No.
Man, he's got it hard, man.
But maybe this is the next best thing. Maybe he brought me back from the beach for a reason. One last time. He wanted me to do this. To keep on being Die-Hardman.
No. He didn't. Nobody wants a president who acts like they're immortal. And if you're not scared of death, how can you value life? And life is pretty fucking fragile right now. And yeah, the old ways die hard. But that's what's gonna have to happen if we're gonna come together and build a better America. That gun won't help you here. That's her words, not mine.
Did we just tell him to kill himself? I feel like, you know, there's a good... You could just keep trying to run America and do a good job. I hope he just takes that as like a sign to keep on living. Okay. So what about... I still feel like we're Cliff's kid. But I don't know.
Hey, Sam. Been waiting for you.
Lou? Dead?
Poor thing was never truly alive. Not in this world, at least. The decommissioning order finally came through. can't risk necrosis. The body can't stay here.
Do I have to take BB all the way to
I
incinerator?
thought you might want to take care of it.
That's fucked.
You could try taking Lou out of the pod just to see what happens. But that would be in direct contravention of an executive order.
And you think I care about that?
And there are laws about that kind of thing. Now that we're a nation. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But if the alternative is defying the president, I can't do that either. Not me.
Can we not kill the baby?
All right.
Okay? Can we not kill my baby? Who may be me? Who may not be me? I'm so... I don't know.
Before you leave, I'd like to check something quickly. I just took your cufflinks offline. In that state, there'd be nothing to stop you from removing them. If you did, the UCA wouldn't know where you were or how to find you. You'd be invisible. When you use the incinerator, you'll be reconnected to the network automatically. I trust you'll remember what I said.
Right. Absolutely.
So I have a choice to make. Reconnect with America, stay connected with humanity. Or run off with Lou and hope that he comes back to life as a real boy. Ugh. Sam giving a hug on his own.
Thanks for everything.
I'm still waiting for a wait, there's more. Oh, hi, Fragile. Hi, you got an outfit change.
How's the weather?
Don't think you'll be needing an umbrella. I decided to follow my father's dream after all. Don't worry. I won't get mixed up with any terrorists this time. UCA's got my back. We're the first private delivery company to get the official approval.
Sounds like you're moving up in the world. Congratulations.
Thanks. Wait. There's something I have to tell you. I didn't shoot Higgs. Couldn't pull the trigger.
So, does that mean he shot himself?
So I let him choose.
Okay. That's actually...
Or eternal solitude on the beach.
It's actually kind of cool.
Fair enough. You never did like breaking things.
That's right. I find and fix what's broken. And reconnect. I'm fragile.
But not that fragile.
Can I slap... Shut up, Fragile!
Wanna come work for me? Could use a man like you.
The world's still broken. Same as before.
What isn't? But we're still here. We're still chugging along.
Not everyone. Not me.
Come on. You put America back together, didn't you?
Doesn't mean there's a place for me. I've got no ties to anyone or anything. I might as well be dead. I felt like that when we first met in the cave. I still do.
Don't act like you're the same person.
Huh.
You've learned how to touch, to feel. You've connected with people. With us.
Everything I touch, I lose.
Oh, get out of here with that, Sam. Well, there was some legit tears there. Oh, crypto buyout. Yeah. Food for the road. Why are there so many crypto buyouts around here? They're just coming around in mass.
Come on, Lou. One last delivery.
Episode 14. Lou. Lou. Lou.
I'm sorry, Lou.
Lay BB to rest. Ah! It's not fair! What is this? Excuse you? Hey, by the way, player, now that you're delivering BB, time to play a depressing version of the song that you heard from him. BB! It's not fair. They took you from this world and you were so young. And I'm still not fully sure whose BB you are. Supposedly you're Cliff's. Which I'm totally fine with believing. But for whatever reason, Emily shot a gun twice, which led to Sam being a dead baby connected to her. And there's like no other place I know of Emily having that chance. Except for when Cliff died with his baby. So, I don't know what's going on. And there's also the fact that Cliff died a long time ago. Supposedly. So that leads to more of her credit. What if BB is our Ka? Connected with our Ha? There are still mysteries to unravel of the Death Stranding. Even though I'm sad they killed Lou off screen! He might come back by the time we get to the incinerator. That's my hope. I'm still holding out that hope that Lou will come back. Lou is just sleeping, okay? Just a permanent sleep. He'll be back. It wouldn't just do that. Oh no. Matt, thank you for the raid. I hope no one cares for the fact that they're watching the end of the game. Because that's what this is. I am seeing the sunset. As sad as that sunset is. A part of me wants to like walk slowly, dramatically, cinematically. But we're gonna keep just sprinting. You sure gotta leave that. Yes! Yes, do not spoil it for yourselves. Remember at the beginning of the game when we got lost here? Actually, people wouldn't. Because I had to redo the opening. Remember when alternate timelines happened? Whoa! It's about the same thing. Oh, they integrated crying in this theme? Are you kidding me? How could you? BB? 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 BB, please. Don't do this to me, BB. How am I gonna sense the ghost without you, BB? You know, in a time like this, I needed some Monster Energy drink. Drink of the gods. So I guess Sam has to make a choice.
Alright. I guess we're here. You still with me, Lil?
Poor thing was never truly alive. Not in this world, at least.
What if I connect with it?
Thanks for everything.
Child's special. One of a kind.
A BB candidate.
Either that, or
A sacrifice.
Why does she have Die-Hardman's mask?
a foundation. A bridge.
Maybe she used it to hide her face. Because of Amelie.
Brought you an astronaut. Mankind can go anywhere, even outer space. You'll be out of there in no time. And the second all this is over, I'm gonna take you wherever you want to go. Can I help you? Holy shit. John, is that you?
Captain, what are you doing here?
My wife's checked in. They don't want a repeat of last year.
The Void Out in Manhattan.
I should have read that file on the Void Out in Manhattan, huh?
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were the husband.
This isn't what we agreed on. You said you'd do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
This is a woman in a mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
I have a duty to protect our country. Lies are an unfortunate necessity.
I feel like Bridget was a very bitter lady in her middle age there.
The President gave me the highest level access privileges. I've used them to manipulate the security system. We have 5 minutes before it resets, sir. 5 minutes to talk. Off the record. Take BB and get out of this place. There's nothing I can do for your wife. I'm sorry. You were my commanding officer, but I swore an oath to the president to protect her and the country at all costs. Now, if she orders me to do something, I have to do it. I have to. But I served under you first. And your family doesn't deserve this. Any of this.
Why are you helping me? If they catch you.
Because you saved my life, sir. Again and again. When the brass sent us into the jaws of hell, it was you that brought us home. Back then, I thought I was invincible. I thought I was some kind of action hero. But I'm not the hero. You are, sir. You're the reason I'm still alive. And it's past time I paid that debt. They're moving your son to a new facility tomorrow. You'll never see him again. He'll serve as the foundation of a new communications network. A sacrifice for a nation that no longer exists. I wrote down everything you need to know. It was the only way to keep it off the system.
Paper and pen, the only way to keep our secret secret.
Burn it when you're done. The rest is up to you, sir.
So we're gonna end up watching this whole escape in like one shot now, rather than from the perspective of BB spread out throughout the game. I'm fine with that. I'm up for that.
I believe this belongs to you, sir. Now, I can't terminate your wife's life support from inside her room. System won't allow it. So, this is the only other option.
The gun that caused all of this. Ah. In more ways than one.
An alarm is set to go off if she flatlines. I've rigged the system to spoof her vitals. But you won't have long. 5 minutes tops.
We keep having security breaches for 5 minutes tops.
Don't hesitate, sir. This is the only chance you'll get.
Man, knowing where this goes. He's having a hell of a day.
Lisa. Don't worry. I'll take care of him. I promise you. I promise you.
I swear if this ends up being like the same actress as Lochna, I would have been pissed. I would have been livid. Mama being our mama. I could have seen it happening, okay?
My animal, Lisa.
Jesus. I didn't expect him to turn it back.
BB. BB. BB, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Daddy.
I was gonna say I kind of preferred it outside of the camera. Wait, go back! Go back! We're not through. But all right. You wanted to give us a second to like walk up to the incinerator, and then maybe it does it again. Because we have to make it all the way to the end of when Cliff ends up getting shot by Amelie / Bridget, because it's not going to be John, but John's going to feel responsible for him dying because he caused him to try and save BB. I know where you're going, game. I don't want to do it. I was hoping that we'd walk up to the terminal and it would stop us. I can't access my map.
Lou? This is on me. Hey, Lou. Lou?
But I have to do it. Please say psych.
I just took your cufflinks offline. In that state, there'd be nothing to stop you from removing them.
To stop us from removing and leaving.
The UCA wouldn't know where you were or how to find you. You'd be invisible. When you use the incinerator, you'll be reconnected to the network automatically.
Good.
You could try taking Lou out of the pod just to see what happens. But that would be in direct contravention of an executive order.
No. I thought he was gonna try taking him out. Just grab the container, Sam! Sam? Hello? No. Stay psych. Just take it. Just grab it. Thank you. Incinerate the handcuffs, but not Lou.
A purpose that cannot fulfill outside the pod. There is a 70% risk of catastrophic failure simply in removing it.
Well, if it's dead in the pod, there's no point in keeping him in the pod, right? Wait a goddamn second, what? Why are we doing our repatriation around the room with Lisa. Huh. I can't get any closer to her, so I guess we just gotta leave the room. Let me out. We gotta go find Cliff. There he is. So Cliff must have actually still been alive after the first Death Stranding. So he's not a Vietnam time, you know, like, traveling ghost. So that's good. Oh, shit.
Freeze! Hey, put it down! Drop it! Put it down!
Back off. Back off!
Get him! Don't do it! I'll handle this.
You could have hurt the BB too. Maybe Cliff is why the BB pods are bulletproof. And they're just like, you know what, if they get stolen again, we need to be able to handle this. Damn, Cliff really didn't make it that far after that. Fuck.
I'm sorry, Captain. Don't! You got it!
Who are these advanced elite soldiers over here?
Stay there! And hold your fire.
Oh. It's alright, he wouldn't shoot John. He's just, you know, using him as a hostage to get away.
Thanks for trying, John.
Stop!
Step aside, sir, or we'll be forced to open fire.
It's a dead end. He's trapped. Security will take it from here.
Yeah, they know you're up to something. What if they tell the president, John? What? Hello? What the fuck am I doing here? He ran all the way back to the room with Lisa? Well, I guess to be fair, if he's gonna go, Might as well be with his wife. Can I change the past? Can I do anything about this?
I'm sorry, Lisa. I screwed it up. I've ruined everything.
This room is off limits. No one goes in. When he's in there, sir, I saw him. You saw him wrong. Now check the other way. Go! Yes, sir.
No. Open it up, he's inside.
The president's like, you know what? We need to take control of the situation. John's up to something.
BB. Don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset. The day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let love warm you till the
Jesus Christ. Overkill much?
When I found out I was gonna be a father, I was so scared. Scared of what it would mean. I had to be there for you and your mom, no matter what. I couldn't just go off and get myself killed anymore. Couldn't leave you all alone. I couldn't.
Get off of him! Now!
I had it all wrong. All wrong. Being a father didn't make me scared. It made me brave. I'm sorry. Sorry it took me so long.
Captain, look at you.
Don't make the same mistake. Be yourself. Be free.
Oh my god.
He took the baby out. When did he manage that?
I need you to hand it over.
Shoot him, John.
Let it go. Please.
Shoot him!
Bridget's just gonna take the gun and shoot herself.
I gave you an order. Shoot him!
Wait.
But you're Sam Bridges,
What?
my son. My bridge to the future.
Wait. What he was saying before was this.
I was just like any other Cliff. Dead end. No way forward. Nothing but an obstacle. Looking on at the world people like you were trying to build. Dividing people was the only thing I was ever good at. But not you, Sam. You bring people together. You're their bridge to the future.
I mean, fuck you, I already know. We're Cliff's kid! I got you! I just was expecting them to replay the scene, but in like a different context. I'll give Kojima that. That's clever. So what the fuck does it mean about Lou, though? Got it! She got the gun, and she shot Sam as a baby.
Oh, God. Not BB-2.
No, 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 no.
Jesus! I didn't expect, I mean, obviously she brought us back. We saw that from a different perspective, but damn, she really cared for Sam when he was a little BB. Hey, it's Cliff. We're leaving him behind. And then we're gonna be brought back by Emily. And then that's gonna cause the first Death Stranding, which happened after the first Void Outs.
Sam. There you are.
And she stitched this together. Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah, okay. So then why was Cliff pissed off enough to come back?
Let's go home.
I guess just cuz.
It's okay. I know the way.
So in doing this, she creates the first repatriate, the first person who can come back from dying and reset to where they were before that. How did the other repatriates came about? That's something I don't actually know. Where the fuck is Kojima taking us in this wild space adventure ride through the dead?
There you are. Welcome back.
You understand his days as a BB are over, now that his connection to the other side has been severed.
It was me who cut the cord. So yes.
A deathless repatriate in the world of the living. Should we decommission him?
In a manner of speaking. Take him out of the pod. I'll raise him as my own.
So what happens to the baby we're holding in our hands in the future? 'Cause he's us, and has always been us. So... how the fuck is this gonna work?
Come on, Lou. Wake up. Come on, Lou, wake up.
To be fair, this BB doesn't have to be us, but it helped us see our memories from the past?
Come on, Lou, wake up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up! Wake up.
I'm holding out hope they're not gonna fully kill Lou. He's gotta come back in some way. I'll even accept it as a ghost. This is bullshit, Kojima. Aha! I called it!
Lou.
Oh. Kipu. Does that mean Bridget brought him back? I don't know what's going on, but we can see more dead babies. But I'm just glad that Lou is alive. Are we gonna stuff him back in the pod, or are we gonna raise him as our own? Like Bridget did to us. Because he's out of the pod. Is Timefall over, by the way? Because I'm looking at us without a hood in the raid. That was a risk. I guess Timefall's over. Well, that's convenient. I don't know where this goes now. So is that the ending? Like the actual ending? Cause I don't know what to believe anymore. Ugh. It's so funny because that was a much better end sequence than the sequence just before it. And the funniest part about it is that they basically just replayed a lot of the end sequence, but just actually showed it to us, like I was saying before, as flashbacks, as like actually us going back and seeing it as a cutscene, which was way more interesting because, well, we got to be a lot more involved and witness everything. We already knew how everything was going to end in that entire last section there. We had enough information there to be able to know how that was all going to end. But it still felt better to see that from a cutscene perspective rather than literally sitting down and having her explain what happened to us walking around us. Much better, much more enjoyed that. I can give a little bit more credit to why maybe Mads Mikkelsen got got his Best Actor award. I still feel like there wasn't that much there, but that's that, I guess. There's still a lot of questions, obviously. But I really don't know if those can be answered. I need to take a second here. Alright, I actually had to interrupt the thought process there a little bit, but so I'm still not sure that there's no like option to skip this. I'm pressing the start, which allows you to skip beforehand, so obviously we can't skip through the credits, so I don't know if we're gonna have an after credit sequence. I know that you're more than likely able to go back in and play through and do all the other side missions and connect everything else. So we'll see how that's like, and again, I want to see like some other things and potentially look at some of the other articles. But from what we've played so far, what we know so far, Death Stranding is kind of an odd experience. It's a really odd game because it's got a really intriguing story. It's got a really intriguing general concept all around. But I can't, like, it's definitely just a piece of gaming art that feels like it still could have been handled in a whole multitude of different ways with the story it had. Because we have this odd game that's about delivering shit, that is about just walking for hours upon hours, driving upon hours, building infrastructure for hours and hours. And then there's this whole big story connected to it. Even that last end section there with the cutscene shows that, at the very least, how everything was supposed to be connected. But it felt like that could have happened without having the rest of the game. Completely. You could have cut out so much of this game, which is just an odd thing to think about for a legitimately interesting story. Which is why I can only really say that it's better to try and take this as like a gaming art thing, right? Kojima was given the chance to just create a story, and while parts of it fall apart, I really didn't like the part where you just kind of sit on a beach and she expositions at you as the credits kind of pass by you. That's very confusing, especially because obviously I didn't know we were about to have a pretty good cutscene section afterwards. Obviously it sucks that it had to all be cutscene, but that's sometimes the best way that you can present a story. Just fucking be cinematic about it, because people can engage with cinematic stories, TV shows, movies, things like that. So to present it that way was the best way to go about it. Had we just been like a fly on the wall for that part, it wouldn't have been as impactful as it was. We wouldn't have been able to observe the things that Kojima wanted us to see, to take it in as hardcore as he wanted us to. But it's so odd, again, because it feels like at that point, Kojima should have just made a movie. Should have just made a TV series rather than a game. And that's why it's such an odd thing to me. Again, literally, you could have cut out a lot of the game and it really wouldn't have done too much unless you look at it in the right kind of mindset of seeing how Kojima's trying to communicate to the player. Obviously, with the way that we connect with other players helping us out throughout the campaign and forge our own kind of emergent gameplay in the ways that we get between places, there's a certain kind of... There's a poetic nature to that, about how everything is connected, about the ways that we have to manage to get ourselves to the next place and connect everybody, which is cool. But at the same time, it's also just a massive fetch quest game. A very, very massive fetch quest game that I put like 50 plus hours into, and I guess I probably could have put in another 10 to 20 to 30 hours in if I'd gone off and done all the side missions in the middle region of the game, which also took like way too much time, considering that everything else kind of came by in the last like 8 hours of the game if you focus only on that, which is very, very odd, in my opinion. Yeah, a lot of it's just odd. This is a cool experience. I wouldn't give this my personal game of the year, but it is definitely probably the most interesting game of the year. And had a few things been adjusted, I would have been fine with that. I would have maybe liked towards the end for things to take maybe a bigger shift in terms of the gameplay department. I would have been fine if things had been ramped up a little bit more dramatically. Different kinds of BT encounters, maybe turn part of the forces of the UCA / bridges against us in like a legitimate way to fight against them, because we already had the ability to fight against the terrorists and the mules, so they could have just had that AI be a part of like normal forces and then kind of like staggered the story out a little bit more through combat sections and a few other cutscenes, which would have made that whole last part feel a little bit better to me as a player. It would have been more interesting to me, rather than just kind of like taking a long trek across and then everything getting rushed into like a 3 to 4 hour section that half of it is just kind of like cutscenes and sitting around. It's just that's weird. And there's also still a lot of things that weren't fully explained directly to the player. Again, there might be a whole bunch of things that were hidden inside of the data logs and all of that. I'm sure there's tons in there. There was a shitload of paragraphs from what we've seen. But that's not how I prefer the ways for things to be told. That's a lot of that for me should be like background fluff. Main big information should always be, I think, front and center a little bit more, and, you know, given a little bit of pizzazz. And to be honest, Kojima tried. He did a lot of like dumping exposition on us, and it was just awkward because a lot of times it was just, all right, we haven't told you anything for like 3 to 4 hours because you've been building fucking zip lines. Now here's a bunch of story. And then you kind of have to make the choice, do I continue the story or do I go back and build fucking more zip lines and deliver more packages? Which just, it spreads things out in a more incoherent way than if they had just forced a linear overall story. So, I'm glad that we were able to pull things back a little bit in that last section with Lou. You sure tried, Kojima. I wasn't, you had me a little bit there, but I was fully predicting that Lou was gonna be back. Oh, it shows us all the portals that we connected throughout the game. That's funny. That's a nice little touch. I don't actually know if those are the legit names of the people I connected with, but it's cool that they can be a part of the credits there, very randomly. Although I feel like I connected with more people. I ran past a lot of signs, but maybe that's only for like big structures, or maybe it gives up eventually on how many people it's trying to track. Maybe it only does the people who I built like strand contracts with. That could be a thing. But I'm kind of holding out to see what's gonna happen after the credits. Are we gonna go to another like, hey, we teleported you to before Sam went and met back up with the rest of the bridges, so go off and go do other things, which I'd be fine with. Honestly, in terms of other things like the combat was okay. It only kind of fell apart in places where you had to do a lot of moving around, potentially a lot of moving around, because obviously Sam's overall character is very clunky to control versus your typical modern day shooter. But it was serviceable, and obviously you weren't always supposed to be fighting BTs anyways. Hello, what's going on here? So this brings up a different question. Who the hell is this lady who I guess was going to have my kid?
Louise.
Oh, Luis. As in like a girl? Why is that the last thing of the game? That changes really not much. But okay. So who the fuck was the woman from before? What actually happened to her? Did anything that was said before actually happen? I'm gonna assume that what happened to Sam actually happened. That he had a woman that, you know, he was married, or he was having a kid with someone, and then she died and everything went to hell there. Let's see. Types of items fabricated, 42 of 72. There was also like a whole bunch of weapons that weren't on the wall. I'm assuming that's because we didn't go and grab we missed 4 or 5 actual other characters to run into for the regions. So yeah, clearly we missed a lot. It'd be nice if there was like an actual thing at the end there going like, yeah, you missed, there's like 500 unique quests to do. 13 tumbles. Honestly, that's not that bad considering things. Pieces of footwear worn out. 2, also not that bad, all things considered. We rested for 20 hours. I don't know how to interpret that. Is that like how many hours pass when you rest? And then obviously we have 51 overall play hours. So what else do we have? Connections made during delivery. We maxed out the BB connection level. We connected with 31 overall contracts. We got 221,000 likes from other players. We didn't get as high as some other people we saw. I saw a lot of other players who were like in their 300 to 400 ranges, and we kind of didn't get that. We didn't get up there. And that's probably because we just stopped doing side missions for a while. And they just give us all of this fucking music. Hey, a bunch of journals. Memories of Cliff. Change color scheme. Change color scheme of what? I'll check these out and like skim over the things. But yeah, that's basically Death Stranding. It's an interesting experiment from Kojima. If I had to rate it on just the gameplay alone, I probably wouldn't give it ever. But I did like Tomorrow's in Your Hands, episode 15. Haha. This is the epilogue chapter. 2 weeks earlier. What? Were there weeks between us and delivering Lou? I guess probably, yeah.
Good morning, Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
Or something.
Well, look who's awake. Morning, Sam. You'll be happy to hear your vitals have stabilized. and that you're well on your way to recovery. Ah, not that it's your fault, but what I wouldn't give to trade places. We're all stuck in the president's office, working like dogs to get everything ready in time for the inauguration. But at least one of us is still free as a bird. You should head out. Make the most of it. Could even do some orders if you wanted. Might do you good to get back in the game. You may recall it was raining buckets back when you left for Amelie's Beach. We took a real beating at the time, but we've done our best to service the structures and vehicles in the area. So you know, any cargo that was stored in your private locker at a damaged facility should have been transferred to your private locker here at this distro center. Anyway, busy or not, we'll still be on the end of the line if you need us. And if you want some alone time, we should be able to manage for now. Just make sure you're back in time for the big day, all right? See you then.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
Sam,
Yeah.
you sure you don't have any unfinished business?
There's plenty of unfinished business. Okay. So, as we saw, past the time until the presidential inauguration. So, as I figured, it put us at a section before the full end. It just didn't put us at the section I thought it was going to. It put us in between beating the game and the credits, a section we technically didn't play. But okay. Wait, can I have always played music while walking? You know, I never tried. To be fair, most of these fucking things are copywritten. So there wasn't really much incentive. I want to look at a couple of things. What's going on here? The wedding's back on, so they're back to getting married. That's good. But what's the tragic history? Okay, all right, I'm just skimming through that. My daughter's real parents were killed by a gang of junk dealers, a gang to which her own husband used to belong. He was just a boy at the time, though, and in fact, he was the one who saved her life. Somehow he convinced the others to leave her be. I still remember the way he was holding her hand when I found them, how scared she was. Hood pulled over her face, unable to find the words. Okay, all right. Bonafide hero shit, is he talking about me? Yeah, kind of. All right. So, here's what I want to do before I end off, because while part of me wants to go off and do some of the side missions, we just ended up in that scenario that I kind of thought we were ending up in, where I started doing the main story, and then the main story kind of, it never felt like it was an appropriate time to take a break at that point. So I didn't. I just kept going with it, and then we just beat it, which is an unfortunate thing that happens. There are a lot of times where I'm like, yeah, I actually do want to do the side missions. Like, I did want to actually go off and build these goddamn roads and do all these other, like, side missions, not for the sake of the side missions, but for the sake of actually seeing what else is out there. There's clearly other gear that we could have gotten, other modifications that could have been made, but we didn't make it to those. Before we leave here, we're going to do two things. First, we're going to check on Lou. Hey, buddy. Luis? Or Luis? Soon enough, you're going to be out of there and you're going to be a proper, real girl, I guess. I think someone tried to spoil that Lou is a girl. Fuck you. Oh, I can change the color scheme of my suit! It took the entire game? No. Well, yes. Yes, it did. But it's still nice to be able to do. Hello, this is nice. I wanted to do this way earlier. Fuck him for that. I wanted to do way more. But still, at least it's eventually an option. Okay. So, I'm not going to do the side missions. I just don't have enough time, and honestly, I'm done with the game. So I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to go to the central region. There is something I want to check out. Peter Engel, whatever's house. Because that's supposedly connected to Higgs.
Been a while, Sam.
Night, Fragile.
It's good to see you. Remember how to do this? You need to close your eyes and picture your destination.
Let's see what Higgs was up to. I guess while we're on the subject of Higgs, I liked Higgs, but his character kind of sucked overall. It would have been cooler if he had stuck around for just a little bit longer, and we got to see how he dealt with no longer having powers and how he still wanted to like accomplish his goals. That would have been a cool thing to do. Same with Emily being like held hostage. It basically being a thing that actually was never a threat at all. She was apparently never... It was her powers being used on her, which means she was, again, probably never actually in threat. It's a weird overall story to think about. Higgs causes a bunch of trouble, but in reality, it's Emily fucking with you to get you to go across and connect everybody so she can bring around the extinction of the world. Except not really, because she's actually teaching you the morals of everything and connecting you with everybody so you can keep the world going. For now. Okay. Langdon, I owe you my life. Someone says there's some journals of his stuck on the beach. But speaking of which, we also got some other journals, which we figured were from him. We have to go to data for that. I didn't like how the data was handled. It was very easy to kind of... skip over these. Mostly because one, and general skipping over, but also I didn't like the way they were structured. I don't like having to navigate through other entries and having them be marked as read when really I'm just trying to see a different article. Like sometimes I don't want to read about say fucking Fragile's umbrella suit, you know, or umbrella and suit. Maybe I want to do some other things. So it's I would have liked that to be handled a little bit better. All right, we're going on one final drive. And hopefully I'm at a proper distribution center. Oh. Right, I'm at Lake Knot, and all the stuff that I was delivering for Lake Knot should have been inside of Lake Knot's private locker, but is not. Right. Right. Okay.
I say, I don't know what I did to deserve such kindness.
I like the other characters. Before I forget about them.
Thank you for your contribution.
I had to do a little bit of eye roll at the whole conjoined twin, Lochna, Maligna, Sherry, you know, that whole thing. Okay, it didn't end up doing much for like the overall story by the end, but you know, it was interesting. Hartman's character, I liked his, although I wish he had been able to find his family and got a happy ending too. Deadman, he also had kind of like a random thing, him being just like, oh, by the way, he's actually not normal. He's not a normal human. He's made. That was another random thing. It felt like Kojima just wanted to make a bunch of characters with some odd quirks. And so he did. And that was it. It's just some of them kind of connected to the overall story, but for the most part they were just kind of like normal. They're just around. But they helped us out. And Cliff eventually ended up being obviously way more part of the story. I didn't like the way that they handled Cliff for most of the game. I didn't like that he was basically just around in our memories. Especially for a character that ends up being our dad? That was a rude thing to do to Mads Mikkelsen. But they paid it back a little bit by the end there, so at least they did that. We need to make our way over to Peter Englet's place. And, oh boy. We can't run any BTs. I have nothing for that. But, yeah, I'm not particularly interested in sifting through every single interview and log in the game. If they had been audio logs like they had been in Metal Gear Solid 5, I'd probably be a little bit more up for it. That would have been nice. Having interviews to have, or to like listen to in between all the different like side missions. There were a lot of parts where I was just doing nothing but driving or walking up a mountain, and that would have been very boring. Like, the only reason those sections weren't as boring to me was because I'm doing a Let's Play and talking to myself the entire time. But had I just been an average Joe walking around, I would have ended up turning on music or something. Is there music playing here? No, there was no music playing in the middle of nowhere. Damn it! I'm pretty sure we checked that out before, but I forgot. But yeah, having audio logs would have been nice. Having, you know, a Metal Gear Solid style codec to like talk to the characters as we went about the place would have been really nice. Just something that didn't force me to like stop and read for like hours. Oh, look at this.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Higgs and his obsession with Egyptian shit. Oh, look! He actually legit was having these pizzas. Whoa. Fuck Sam, to hell with you. Game over, Sam. No continues for you. I am the particle of God. Emily, oh Emily. The one, the savior. He's crazy, holy shit.
There we go.
He was also really obsessed with the whole game over thing, which was pretty amusing to me. Dude, look, all of these are just pictures of me. Jesus. Bridges can't make bridges. Who needs bridges? Me? I'm bound to all of it, this world, that world, and oh, sweet little angel of death. Hot pizza. Cold pizza is for the dogs. You know what? I agree with that. Cold pizza sucks. It's okay. Hot pizza's where it's at. The melted cheese, the heat. Oh, great stuff. Yeah, I would have liked Higgs to have had a little bit more to his overall story than just kind of offing himself off screen and then finding out about it later. Him being like obsessed with like being basically a super edgelord. I am the God particle because my name is Higgs, like the Higgs boson particle. Ha! That was actually a legitimately interesting thing that was kind of just tossed for the side because they were like, oh, by the way, Emily's just fucking everything in this story. Like, okay, all right. Well, while there's plenty more to talk about, I'm sure this game will be talked about for a long time in terms of the ways that people can analyze things, because I'm sure there's a lot of metaphorical things that you could piece together in the ways that Kojima put this story through and through. He connected a lot of things from like Egyptian history and other history to try and put into this game, and that's fair. But for now, I'm pretty much done. This was an interesting little experiment from Kojima. I would totally be down for Death Stranding 2, or even just like maybe some general story DLCs. I would potentially do some of the side missions if there were other story DLCs there, you know, to give me more reason to actually go off and do them. But for now, thank you guys for watching this Let's Play, especially if you stuck through it all the way to the end. I'm sure there were plenty of people who were like, fucking, this is boring, meh. But the ending, I feel, that was a good bit of hype in the ending, even if it was a little bit spread out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this Let's Play, and I will see you guys later.